I love the colorful clothes she wears and the way the sunlight plays.
Connor, hey mate, how you doing?
Well, Scotty, how are you?
Look, I'm very well, and traders, welcome back to another episode. And this is number 9, so we're nearly at the double digits. Everybody, look out!
Commitment.
It is. Look, and you've got a busy schedule as well. I'll bring you across here as well. Look, for the first time ever, everyone can see who we are because my internet's actually
Like I
coping.
said, if I had a 9, I would have got rid of the dirty washing.
It looks like organic though. It looks genuine. We're just normal people. It's good. All right, now we'll close that down. Now, guys, not a lot's happening on the charts. Connor and I went through here, and I just want to bring up a little point that what's happened is there's been some activity where things have gapped. So yesterday, a lot of people might have gone in short here. And for the people going, oh, there's a bounce or a swing point, just be very cautious of that because what happens is price has a tendency to close the gap. It's called reverting back to the mean. So be very careful, and I'll bring it up on the Aussie yen as well. So just be careful. Obviously, it's going to suck if you got stopped out, and the tendency is to go, oh, I'm going to get a trade here. I'm going to revenge trade. Do not do that. Just let it return back and then wait for the setup. All right, and another setup I'm just watching on my watch list is the pound New Zealand as well. So this is not a setup at all for me, unfortunately, but we've bashed through some, sorry about that, everyone. We've bashed through some support resistance and just waiting for a setup here. Got nothing, but that's all I've got. Connor, you got anything on the chart? So it's been uneventful for you too.
It's been pretty uneventful for me. I'm
Yep.
staying away from everything with this election going on, Scotty. I don't know about you. What's your take on it? Are you
Yeah.
trading anything with the euro?
No, I'm not. No, and you're right. It's extremely volatile, and I think I noticed brokers are decreasing leverage as well. So, but the euro, look at that, like that. And for people who are thinking like, oh, I'm going to do some news trading, be very careful because typically what happens is what the news says, the opposite will happen in price. So be very careful. Like right now, this is crazy. Look at the chop that's going on here. Like I'll bring up the line graph. It's just. Yeah, you just don't know where it's going, and that's a problem. That's where you start gambling. Like, I mean, right now, you got to wait. First of all, you got to wait for this to close, and if it doesn't close, then it might be bouncing around up and down, and it's a bit haywire. Because I'm sure a lot of people, trade the euro, so just be very cautious. But anyway, guys, enough of that general waffle. I'll get onto some back testing. So
I need your code again, Scotty, because it dropped out. What is it?
5278, Connor. And if anyone else wants to join in, they can. All right, so I'll move that across. All right, so you want to take control, Connor? We're on the 4-hour chart here, Aussie US, and we're looking for an engulfing candle formation. So if something comes up, what about that right there? How is that, in your opinion? What are your thoughts on that?
It's because of this wider picture.
Yes.
I would
Yep.
still call this as a range. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So how would you normally?
Which is nice.
Yep. I guess space to the
just
left is space
Like
to the
when
left a
you
concern.
go back and see the bigger picture, Scotty, you know what I mean?
Yep. I do. So if you were to, zoom out, yeah, you're right. It's still very much. What about the daily? I'll just go to the daily. So it's still thinking about it. It hasn't really made a concerted effort to go down. All right. Okay, we're going to pass on that, guys. You can continue on, Connor. That was good though how that happened. It's like you said, and we'd be stopped out. So that was a good call. And like you said, it's in the range and it's continuing on as well. Sometimes you get lucky where things you think are wrong will play nicely, but other times there will be potential winners. You just got to be strong mentally and just ignore that because sometimes things happen that don't follow your rules and still would be successful, but you've just got to persist with the rules you've got in place. What about that there? Is that
No.
too large?
Still, like, this looks great. Like, this is where I used to get excited and see this. And, this can continually go down, keep continuing to go down. But when you look at this bigger,
Yep.
just at least this bit.
So you'd probably potentially want things to go, if things were like this and then kept going down and then that happened, then you'd be interested in this sort of formation. So would you say,
like you need that moment now.
yep,
Yeah.
yep. You most certainly, that's very important,
You would
everyone.
have stopped out there.
Yeah, you would have. Yeah, it would have been cruel because you would have been triggered by this. If you let that candle go with a bit of discretion, but like you said, yeah, you would have been stopped out. So we've had 2 from 2 good calls, which is good, guys. Once we get a really good formation, we can use that as an example because I'm pretty sure everyone here prefers
this now, Scotty. We're talking from up here to here. This is looking pretty down.
Yep. I get that.
Candles and back
Yeah.
down.
So now we know what to look for. That's what are the issues that you've got with this one? Or does that not qualify because it doesn't entirely? This is
if I were to do this, I'd get excited if I start looking at the bend.
oh, yep. Yeah, I see what you're saying. Yeah, I do. What about heading into support there? Is that something that would?
Yeah, I wouldn't take. Take it.
Yeah. So there's a few key factors to remember, guys. Like if it's going into support, it's highly likely it's going to bounce off that and maybe come back and then retest it. And if it retests and go down through, then you can start getting interested, in taking a trade potentially. But we'll continue on and we'll see how it goes. This is only 6:30 into the video, so we've been pretty. Now a bounce, like we suggested.
There's a good bounce. I mean, I wouldn't take that because of how strong it is downward.
Yep.
That's a good sort of.
Yeah, I know what you mean. So if we had a reverse of this and it was an uptrend leading into that, and then you had that, then that would be so. That's something. That's the formation of the 2 candles that would be
1, 2, 3, 4. See, it's only bigger than the last 4 candles.
Yep. That's true.
So take that one. Do you have a rule about how many candles it has to be bigger?
Minimum of 6, and a really good point Walter brought up was 10. So really 10. If I'm trading on the demo, it's 10 because you sort of care about the performance of that. But if you were just mucking around backtesting, 6, but 10 is, I find, considerably more high probability for a winning trade. So we'll see how this goes. We might get it in some consolidation here, but hopefully we get a potential trade, which would be nice. I think we had a winner last time. We did have a winning trade when we did the big shadow stuff. So, there's been nothing really though, has there? It's been just seldom. So again here, this would be a bit of a no-go. What's going on? You want it to move. You want it to make a decision. So is it going to go up? Is it going to go down? What's going on here? Because
lately I've been looking more. I've been taking more of a trend sort of aspect to it. I've been favoring the trend a lot more.
And I'm the same. I've been doing the trendy.
Yeah, I think it's just what's happened in my mind. Like I didn't really say that I wanted to do trend trading.
Yep.
Just sort of what's been happening with me.
Yeah. Well, I guess you're drawn to a thing naturally, and that's what you need to backtest. So if things are confusing and a system doesn't make sense to you, then for the listeners here, just change things up. But once you've got something that clicks, you've got to really work on it and use the software like we're using here to test, your theory. What about here, Connor? What are your thoughts now? Is this something that if we get an engulfing?
If something breaks along here, that'd be pretty cool.
So,
I mean, this is what I'm calling a trend.
What about, was this too early? This was too early.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Well, there's not much of it. Like if you were to take that, a lot of momentum's already happened.
Yeah. Yep.
So if it goes like back down here and then pops back up, we'll have a look. We'll just see what goes on, hey?
Hopefully we get a trade soon, guys. We're at 9:30, so we're definitely trying to keep videos concise.
Not an artist.
No, you can't. That's the problem with the back testing. Once we start, it takes time for a setup to develop as well. And we're really we got teased a bit.
I don't think anything's going to happen with this.
No, because now it's going back down again. It's it's going in a bit of a up and down cycle. It's not really.
Is
No.
there anything you would have taken here, or is it just me taking control?
No. This right here, if this was, so for the people watching that are learning things, like if you see this and it's more of an uptrend, but it does, if you don't want it to be too aggressive though, because if you have a move that's really quick and heaps of money is poured in to buy, you've got to be very cautious because the market will want to return back to equilibrium. So it's just going to be like this, like right here, this happened and then what happens? Bam, it closes down again. So you've got to be careful, and you want it to look like a bit of a staircase. So it goes across for a bit, up again, then across. So, but something like this, in the right context, like we've shown, this is what I look for. But like you said, Connor, it was not really appropriate because if we go zooming out, I mean, this is not. It's not bad, but it's certainly not really
What
good.
are you doing with the support and resistance lines? Are those weekly or?
Yes, so those are weekly. Yep,
Weekly,
that I use. So, but yeah, I think kind of we've tried our best for everyone, but I hope our message has got across. This is a method that we have been taught by Walter on the Naked Forex Now forum, and I hope people have got something out of it. And unfortunately, we didn't get a trade, but we got 2 from 2 with passing on trades, so something happened at least.
All right. We didn't do the warning.
We didn't. Okay, guys. So when we make advice and claims on what pairs to watch, this is an educational forum. It's not a professional financial advising. And a member of YouTube brought it up that, we're certainly not professionals and we don't claim to be. Anyone can do this. YouTube is free for anyone. So be careful. If you're interested in currencies, consult a professional like Walter Peters or, a certified, financial consultant, and be very careful with leverage and read up on things before you get into trading currencies because you'll lose money very quickly as well. So please guys, be careful and trade wisely and don't use too much risk per trade as well. All right, anything else you'd like to add in summary, Connor, before the video comes to a conclusion?
Stay in school.
Yeah guys, education's good. Okay, there. Anyway, thank you, Connor, for another excellent video. I hope something got across to people. And until next,
catch you next time.
I will, Connor. Thanks, mate. Have a good day. Bye.